Well, NDTV Hindu had brought you the story of how an overqualified Paranmandam was denied of jobs in every place that he had applied to. After NDTV Hindu reported the plight of this graduate, the Deputy Chief Minister Stalin himself got in touch with Parandaman. Stalin has now offered Parandaman a job. He has now been offered the position of a faculty member at the Aruna Engineering College in Thiruvannamalai. And Parandaman joined us and expressed his gratitude and excitement to us.
I am very happy and thanks to the Deputy Chief Minister Stalin sir for offering me a job as a faculty post in engineering college, and I thank Dr. Suresh, Dr. Sujata Jagdish, and to the NDTV Hindu, all you, because of you all and the Deputy Chief Minister only I got the job offering.
Well, trust the city traffic to not leave any landmark in the city unscathed. Visitors to the Senmari Punga were in for a rude shock this morning. According to an eyewitness, a lorry rammed into the compound wall of the Punga and a portion of the wall collapsed. The lorry driver escaped immediately. The park officials have lodged a complaint with the police. Meanwhile, the authorities are also taking efforts to rebuild the collapsed wall.
Security officer here has informed me in the morning that 1:30 he heard a sound. When he went and saw that place, the lorry was not there. The compound has been damaged. So then we informed the police. They are coming and inquiring regarding that.
Now, 4 Indians believed to be residents of Chennai have been rescued by Lankan fishermen. Now, a boat with 4 Indians on board capsized in a storm over the Indian Ocean and they were stranded in mid-sea. After the rescue, the Indians were brought on Friday to the eastern port city of Trincomalee in Sri Lanka. The rescued Indians aged between 25 and 35 have been moved to a local hospital. They will be produced before a court and are likely to be sent for an immigration detention center. In some national news, a day after the opposition hit out at Rahul Gandhi for reportedly telling the US ambassador that Hindu terror was more serious than the terror from Pakistan, the Congress party is now on the offensive and is likely to ask the government to probe the RSS terror links. Now, in fact, the 3-day plenary session of the Congress has begun and the resolutions to be passed have been finalized. Sources are telling us that the party is likely to ask the government to probe the alleged terror links of the RSS, especially in view of the arrests in the Ajmer Mecca Masjid blast cases by the Rajasthan police. Now, Congress today demanded a deeper probe into the killing of RSS activist Sunil Joshi linked to the Ajmer Dargah blast of 2007, alleging that he was murdered by his colleagues as he knew too much about the outfit's activities. Now, India's top industrialists like Ratan Tata and Deepak Parekh have openly voiced their fears of economic growth taking a hit. They cite the atmosphere of negativity, courtesy of the 2G scam and crony capitalism as factors that could derail India's growth story. However, the Union Minister and powerful ally of the Congress, Sharad Pawar, says that the Prime Minister will definitely intervene to give the healing touch.
You don't worry about rumors or belief among some circles. The Prime Minister maybe is getting irritated and losing interest.
I don't think so.
Too much is blocked. Too much that he's trying to do is blocked.
I don't think so. He basically, everybody knows that he is the most honest person.
Right.
Whole country and the whole world knows about his honesty, integrity, sincerity, loyalty, all these things. And everybody knows that he is the person who understands economy much better than any others.
Right.
And in such situation, if suppose something is happening, of course he is going to disturb. And that is the reason I think he might be worried. But I am also confident that he would like to improve and he will improve.
You think he will intervene? He will apply the healing touch?
100% he will intervene and the situation will improve.
Because what you are saying also amounts to applying the healing touch.
Yes, that is the need of the hour today.
Right.
And Dr. Manmohan Singh himself and Finance Minister will definitely are in the process of taking initiative in this direction.
In the last couple of weeks, what is it that you found most disturbing? Because the tapes came out, the allegations came out, 2G is going on, Ratan Tata spoke, Deepak Parekh spoke.
Tapes, as he himself said, you required, unfortunately, this type of action sometime against certain sections, which is harming country's interest.
Right.
But also, when I heard yesterday Deepak said, but how long?
How long? Yes.
1, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I think there, if suppose somebody has expressed concern,
right,
we, those who are sitting in government, I think we have to give serious thought and take corrective action.
Well, in some international developments, Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao is in Islamabad for a visit expected to focus heavily on expanding trade ties with Pakistan. And one concern for India is the growing Chinese presence in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Pakistan is keen on offering the Kohala hydropower project near Muzaffarabad to a Chinese company, a project about which India has expressed its unhappiness. The project is on the agenda. Chinese companies are already involved, in fact, in the construction of 2 other major projects in POK. Now, importantly, the joint statement issued after Wen Jiabao's talks with Prime Minister Manmohan Singh made no mention of India's commitment to the One China principle, a strong signal from New Delhi to Beijing for not treating J&K as an integral part of India. And in some disturbing developments from our neighbouring state of Karnataka, a 29-year-old woman employee of an IT company, Prayal, was found murdered at her JP Nagar flat in Bangalore on Friday evening. Now, the victim, Payal Sureka from Assam, was a senior technical assistant with an IT giant. She was stabbed several times in the throat and other parts. The incident came to light after her husband, who stays in Orissa, Anand Narayan Mishra, was unable to reach her over the phone line and then called the landlord, who then found the body. Her husband had left Bangalore for Orissa on Thursday. Police sources say that prima facie evidence showed that there wasn't a forced entry into the apartment. Payal's mobile phone is missing from the house and the call details are being verified. Now, still ahead on the bulletin, we get you not the kacheri from these performers, but a conversation about music and more in just a little while. Keep watching.